Buster Collar Conditioning Part 1. We aren't big fans of the traditional Elizabethan collars in our house. Instead, we opt for the Buster Collar. The dogs find the Elizabethan collars pretty scary and also don't cope with them. Buster collars are made of a really nice Oxford material and are also much more comfortable and less invasive. And only £3 more than the Elizabethan collar. If you check your vet bill, you will see you've been charged for them. Here all I am doing is lifting it and showing it to Zombie. Every time he looks at it, I click and treat. And then I place it at the side of him and click and treat to build a positive association with the collar. Buster Collar Conditioning Part 2. Now we move to the next step of putting the Buster Collar on for a second. The great thing with these collars is that they can go on around the neck and clip, and the dog doesn't have to push their head through. I always ask him if he's ready, not just for his consent, but also so he knows that I am going to begin working with him. He is free to leave or end the session at any point. The collar is not yet blown up, as we are only working on the mechanics of the collar being on the shoulders and not clipped or blown up. Working in slow steps like this communicates to the dog what is happening and builds on the conditioning layers of the behavior, rather than them having to accept this strange thing being on them, which could be scary and cause shutdown or stress, which we don't want.
Very good. Nice work, little dog. Nice work.
Buster Collar Conditioning Part 3.
Good job, clever.
Now we have semi-blown up the collar and are repeating the same steps from part to only with the collar with some air in.
Ready? Collar. Good boy.
Again, this is to work in small steps and not frighten them, as the sensation of the collar will change. Conditioning is a long process, but so important to make dogs feel confident and positive associations with all aspects of life.
Good job, nice. Good boy, good collar. Good
For me
boy.
personally, it makes me feel happier that dogs are given choice and don't just have to accept things such as collars, harnesses, treatments, grooming, etc. As a dog trainer and behaviorist, I have seen a lot and heard a lot, and dogs being put in positions where they bite due to fear. This is why I feel it is important to educate owners for the mental and physical welfare of dogs.
Now we'll take it off. All done. Good lad. Very good. Yeah.
Buster Collar Conditioning Part 4.
Collar. Good collar, good girl.
We now move to the last steps and fully blow up the collar
Very good.
and clip the collar. I give several treats to add a little duration.
Good girl. Very good.
I do this to decrease any stress. The clip is made so you have to depress the top and squeeze the sides to unclip it. I don't want to keep messing about around her neck in one go. I want her to have a positive experience.
Ready? Collar.
I cue collar when putting it on and cue take it off
Girl.
when I unclip it, so she understands the process and what I am doing.
Good girl.
I click and treat in between each step with a jackpot of treats to build duration for both steps.
Very good.
She's free to leave or end the session, but she's quite comfortable with the behavior, which is how it should be.
Good girl. Nice
The final step would be to repeat the process, and then leave the collar on for 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, and so on, ready for surgery or an injury to be fully conditioned to wearing it in the event it is needed.